it looks like Uber is now trying to compete with Instacart. I was on my Uber driver account and I got this pop-up saying, "Hey Mark, we're inviting you to a new feature with Uber, which is called Uber Shop and Pay." This is taken from Uber's site. What is Shop and Pay? Shop and Pay gives you another opportunity to maximize your earning potential. I love how they always try to glamorize all these features when it comes to Uber. To maximize your earning potential by shopping and paying for your customer in store. To get started, you will first need to sign up for the Plus card. Once your card is activated, you'll start receiving shop and pay orders. Again, I love how they try to hype all this up. Here are the benefits according to Uber. 1, enjoy a new way to earn by driving, delivering, or shopping. No other app offers these same opportunities besides Instacart and every other site or app that does this. Use your shopping skills. Really? I'm sorry, Uber, but sometimes it's so ridiculous. Oh, you get to use your shopping skills. Me grabbing bread off the shelf and my incredible, I don't know. Some of this is a bit ridiculous sometimes, I gotta be honest. And then 3, shop when and how you want. Kind of same thing as most apps in the gig economy like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Instacart, etc., etc. Now, I'm very curious what you think about this, and especially if you have driven for Instacart, please let me know in the comments, because for me, of course, I've driven for Lyft and Uber. I've also done Uber Eats, and I gotta be honest, I hated delivery driving. I just gotta be honest. For me personally, I actually know some people who do love it. There's a lot of pros and cons to both. With Uber and Lyft, there's a lot more requirements. In addition, you have to be talking to people or be in a social setting. Your car needs to be clean, so it requires a bit more maintenance, etc., etc. But with delivery driving, you have to worry about getting the right food. Is it gonna get there too cold? You have to physically get in and out of your car when it comes to picking something up, throwing your car on hazards, and hoping that a cop doesn't give you a ticket. I've heard of a lot of Uber Eats drivers, for example, getting tickets. Say if they pull over, throw in their hazards, they run in, and by the time they come out in 5 minutes, for example, boom, a cop is there, just bad luck or whatever. So again, pros and cons to both when it comes to Uber, Lyft, and rideshare driving versus delivery driving. With this though, I just gotta be honest, I feel like that this is the worst thing, period, right? Especially when it comes to seeing Instacart and the way it works. I have used Instacart a couple times, mainly when I had COVID actually, because I need to get groceries and food and other random items. I gotta be honest though, I just felt morally bad. The fact that, yeah, they're getting paid and of course I'm tipping them and everything, but the fact that I'm giving them a shopping list, and it was typically only 3 or 4 items. It wasn't 20 or 30 or something insane, but they have to manually drive to the store, get out of their car, look for all these items on the shelf and try to find it somewhere in the store, go and check out, pay for the items. In this case, of course, it's not like you pay for them and get reimbursed though. You just use that card like I mentioned earlier. But just the whole process of somebody else doing the grocery shopping for me, I don't know. Again, for me, I personally feel bad about it. But I'm curious. Let me know what you think in the comments, because I can't imagine doing this. Again, just for me. Everybody is different. Maybe some people do like this. Maybe you might make more money. Honestly, I don't know, because you're definitely putting in way more work than just traditional delivery driving. So maybe you do get more money. Obviously, I don't know. But I will say, as much as I hated doing delivery driving, this is delivery driving, but on steroids. All the things that are kind of annoying and negative about delivery driving get heightened, I feel like. Because let's say you bring items to someone's door and boom, you forget the soup. And let's say the person then flips out, which can very easily happen, especially let's say with Uber Eats or delivery driving, because you're the one who's kind of in control, so to speak, of the items. Everything falls back on you, even if it wasn't your fault or not. I know some situations with some drivers who have, let's say, done Uber Eats, and the restaurant forgot to give them the milkshake or whatever, and somehow they're the ones that get penalized for it. They're the ones that, let's say, don't get a good tip, even though it was the restaurant that forgot to make it. Or is the restaurant that forgot to tell them, hey, we actually don't leave the milkshakes out on the counter, we leave them in the fridge. You have to ask for that, or something like that. And I gotta say though, I'm really not surprised Uber is going down this route. I've done a bajillion videos, especially this year. The year of 2022 has definitely been Uber's what's the word for it? We're gonna do as many things as possible type mentality, right? And like I mentioned before, you have Uber Explorer to buy concert tickets, even book hotels and everything. They're going down that route. Uber Charter with party buses, renting a car through Uber, not just with the driver, but actually physically renting the car as if you're going to Hertz or whatever. You have Uber Hourly, we can rent the driver and the car, almost like your own private chauffeur. You have all these different features Uber's exploring, and now they're doing Uber Shop and Pay, primarily to rival Instacart. They're doing a lot, but I want to know, for all the drivers out there, have you tried Instacart or another on-demand grocery service? What was it like? How's the pay? And would you consider doing Uber Shop and Pay?